Hello. Welcome to the daily political tarot readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Sorry about the phone. That is not mine. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day. I am here every single day of the year. Weekdays, weekends, holidays, birthdays, my birthday, your birthday, you name it, I'm here. And so I appear at 12 o'clock every day, or a few minutes after, 12 o'clock every day to take your 12 questions. And we just keep going. Just keep going. So I've got space right here for your questions for today. So I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to look for anything in all caps. Anytime you're talking to me, please just put things in all caps. Other than that, please just type normally. People have whole conversations and are really helpful and kind to each other. So thank you for that. Also, if YouTube will suddenly dump comments and things earlier will disappear sometimes, please just put your question again, put a YT right in front of it, and then I'll know that YouTube cut it off earlier. The YT is for YouTube. It was just an easy way to do that. 10% of all income that comes into the channel goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. It is actually technically just Feeding America, but I always say .org. Just the thought that kind of get word out that if somebody ever wants, they're looking for a charity to patronize for some event or something, or you feel like it, or it's Christmas or whatever, you can just go feedingamerica.org. Here we are. There we go. All right. So if I do not read on your question, it is never anything personal. I promise. And it really, it really gets to me if you feel like I'm blowing you off, then I don't care. Oh my gosh, could not be further from the truth. I'm here to take your questions. All right. So I'll scroll up and I'll start looking for your questions. When I'm done here, I go down into the description box and the pin first comment. I type in all the questions from today and I timestamp them. So you can just come in, just click on whatever you're interested in, go straight to it, and get in, get out, and you don't have to listen to me talk. Okay. Holly is pointing out that the Sagittarius total lunar eclipse takes place tomorrow, 7:14 a.m. Eastern Time. It's happening right across my ascendant descendant. So tomorrow may be interesting. We don't know. Susan is saying, Alex Kitty of the Gooseberry Green Eyes says hello. Oh, good kitty with the beautiful eyes. Okay, and I was on Johnny's birthday live stream last night. It was a lot of fun. He ended up being on there for like 6 hours or something, or more. But I felt lucky. I was able to get it. I got back from working. I was watching while I was working out, and I was able to go on. So I feel very lucky. So I got to read last night with Jen Lynn and Johnny. It was a lot of fun. And we actually looked at that question about we read about DeSantis in his infinite stupidity, trying to sign something to stop social media companies being able to basically kick politicians off. I'll read on it again if you'd like, because we could all use a good laugh. So there was something else I was going to say. This Saturday, I know. Okay, there are a couple of things. As a Saturday night is the patron-only live stream. That's once a month. We get together at 8 p.m. Central Time for a couple of hours, and we read on basically everything but politics and the fun and craziness and you name it. So that is this Saturday night. Adrian from Red Lentil Healing is going to be on soon. I'm trying to get together with Queen's Tarot. And I'm hoping to have Andre on from Astrology Alert in early June. There's something. Oh, okay. So for today, for the readings. Okay, here we go. I did want to start with this whole Barr memo thing. It was the first thing I read on yesterday. Let me just make a note. Barr memo and Garland. Basically, the upshot is try to just condense it all down. Barr made a judge very angry because of a memo that was supposed to explain why he didn't go after Trump for obstruction of justice. And the judge said, this needs to be released, but she gave the current DOJ, Department of Justice, a few weeks to appeal if they wanted to. And the deadline was literally like last night at midnight. And most people were expecting that since Merrick Garland is now in charge of the DOJ, that Merrick Garland would be like, I'm not going to protect Barr. Well, turns out, literally an hour before the deadline, came out and said that they were going to release one part of it, but for this other part of it, they were going to appeal the ruling to release it into the world. So there's a lot of anger right now and frustration. And I really want to look at this for a couple of reasons. The main one being to deal with the frustration and the anger, because that's a lot of what I'm here for is, there are good days ahead. There's good stuff coming. And it can be so frustrating to be sitting at home, and the whole reason I started this channel was because I was doing these readings by myself anyway. I'd be doing something because I constantly had the news on in the background, and then yet another Trump thing would happen, another crazy thing, and I would be like, where are my cards? I have to. And then I'd look at the cards and I'd feel better for gaining, because of my spiritual beliefs, believing that I had picked up something in the collective energy. Never 100% correct. That's not how this works. But tapping into the collective helped me, and some knowledge helped me. And I think this is one of those moments. It's like, I'm sorry, I just got distracted by Marjorie. Kristen for Uncover the News, thank you so much. Oh, another thing. If I roll my eyes or I seem exasperated, it's never with you guys. Never, 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 never. It's with these people. Marjorie Taylor Greene, there's a video of her saying that she wouldn't want a statue of Hitler taken down. Troll. Roll. Okay. Anyway, so we're upset. I think we're all upset about this mess with, so I want us to be able to look at this and vent some of our frustrations. And I also want to double check on Merrick Garland, because the energy I'm getting from him hasn't changed. He has no love for Bill Barr. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. And Trump, no. Oh, nay. Oh, nay. Mm-mm. So that's where I want to start today. But I'll scroll up and see. I've been talking too much, I'm sure. But let me see if there are any questions that haven't been completely cut off. I'm sorry I've missed some of the earlier ones. Okay. Let's see here. Kristen's bringing up the DeSantis bill to fine the tech companies. Did you guys want me to read on that? So I could make note of it. DeSantis. Signs bill to fine tech company. Oh, and it's not just like a little fine. It's like hundreds of thousands of dollars a day. Tech companies for banning politicians. Oh man, that's a thing. That's a thing. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Hello, everybody. You're so sweet. Steve. Hey, Steve. 53% of Republicans think Trump is president. 53 of what? As Republicans defect, the sample size becomes more concentrated. True. I don't see a question there. Let me know if I'm missing something, please. Okay, thank you. Okay, Kristen from Uncover the News has a question. Will Trump attempt to create a shadow White House and demand Republican states secede from the Union? Sterling Roses, it was 8 hours, 22 minutes. So much fun. Yeah. He's a Johnny, Tara's apprentice. He's a machine. He can be on there for just hours and hours and hours and hours, and he's fine. I'm on here for an hour and a half, maybe two, and I am just crawling. He's amazing. Johnny's amazing. Okay. Will Trump attempt to create a shadow White House and demand Republican states secede from Union? Oh my gosh, we've got some funny questions today. Thank you, Kristen. My dearest Annabelle, we saw Trump today. The thing on his head was making a run for it. Anyway, okay, we'll look for more. Okay. Okay, Holly. Hey, Holly has a question. Will Roman Protasevich be okay? He's the guy who was hauled off the plane in Belarus. Oh, gosh. It doesn't feel good. Does not feel good. No, does not feel good at all. Oh, I don't like it. No, the question's great. It's the energy. Don't like, oh, that word makes me worry. Protasevich. Dragged off plane. It's got a nice name. It was a point of pride when I was growing up. When you were old enough that you could pronounce basically grandma's maiden name. on my mom's side. Because you couldn't, when you were really, really little, you couldn't say it right. But when you got older, as soon as you could pronounce Pavlovich, you were growing up. that was the thing in our family. So I'm Slovenian and Croatian on my mom's side. So anyway, but anyway, okay, trying to keep energy up. It must seem terrible sometimes, where I'm like telling jokes and smiling and reading on these people that the most awful things are happening to them, but I'm doing it to keep the energy to a point where if we sink into that, we don't want to live down there, because we're fighting for something better in the future. Okay. Kristen has news rejecting precedent and Trump. I like it already, whatever it is. Biden ousts members of the U.S. Commission of Fine Arts. Good. Thank you. Pamela, hey, Pamela Bryant, I love the borders used today. I always like them, but today they make me feel particularly happy. That's exactly what I'm going for. That's exactly what I'm going for. Good. Good. Okay, let's see here. Thank you, Betty. Electra has a question, but I think it was cut off. Sorry. Holly is saying about the Sagittarius, eclipse. That will be tomorrow. Yeah. The Sagittarius eclipse. That, quote, our emotions heighten and we're likely to awaken to new ideas, revelations, or desires to explore. I have a stellium in Sagittarius, and in total I've got 4 planets in Sagittarius, so it's like, yes, let's try new things. Let's go over here. Actually, I should have worn purple tomorrow. Well, that Sagittarius energy. Purple is the Sagittarius color. But anyway, okay. Holly's saying we should take some time to process our discoveries, since this eclipse tends to magnify our issues. Well, we'll get through it. Okay. Debbie is saying, love, light, and happy energy to everyone. I like that. Took a much needed nap after your reading about Canada. Oh, I hope it helped. Okay. Kathy Anderson has a Sagittarius ascendant. Oh, you do. Oh, fist bump. We'll get through it. We will. Okay. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to look for anything else here. I want to get make sure I get to questions. My clock. You guys remember my clock? It's still here. Doesn't sparkle as much in this light, but anyway. There we go. All right. Okay, I think YouTube just jumped because I was reading something and oh, Patty saying that I always make you feel so welcome here. So I've only ever missed 2 days, my vaccination days. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. That is very generous. That is very kind. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Patty. Okay. All right, still looking for questions. Scott saying, please keep breathing. Silly grandstanding idiots. Yeah, it's true. Kristen's asking, why doesn't the DOJ want the Barr memo released? That's number 1 on the list. Hello, Mari. Okay, Kristen saying, in the court filing Monday, the Justice Department said it would seek to block the release of the full internal memo cited by former leaders as a part of their decision concluding that the former President Trump. Oh, it's just saying that's no release due to classified information. J-Lo's saying, okay, well, let's have a look anyway. To classified information. Okay. We'll see. Right now, I have got 4 questions of 12. So this is probably me talking too much. It's me talking too much. Chris, okay, I've got that one. Baby, will the fabulous Katie Porter go on to higher national office? I've read on this repeatedly. I've got her staying where she is for quite some time. But we could look. Will Fab Katie Porter go on to higher national office? Okay, got it. All right, thank you. And just looking. Okay, Charles is saying Beto's contemplating running for governor of Texas. You think he will? Well, let's have a look at that. Beto for governor of Texas. There are a couple of these questions I looked at last night when I was reading with Johnny and Jen Lynn, but why wouldn't I read here? You know, maybe I'll get more information. Maybe I'll get something different, clarification, maybe more muddled because it's only me. So I'm looking at there were a couple of questions from last night, but we'll look at them here. Okay, Danny, can you look at Alexei Navalny to see how he's doing? Sure. Just so you know, for future reference, if anything where you're asking me a question, just put things in all caps. Then I'll know you're talking to me. And then typing normally is when you're talking to other people. Because if I happened to see it, normally I would just scroll right past it because it wasn't in all caps. But you're good. You're good. And thank you for being here. Okay, Danny's asking about Alexei Navalny. How is Alexei Navalny doing? Yikes. Thank you for the question. All right, Kristen saying that Matt Gaetz is rushing to hype Marjorie Taylor Greene just as Republicans are finally slamming her. We read on her last night, actually. I don't know if I want to read on her again, about her and Gaetz. And we were getting her having a crush on him, or her being interested in him and him being, I mean, let's face it. I mean, she's a good, 20, 30 years older than his normal girlfriends, or side pieces or whatever. Yeah, but the rumors her marriage is quite. I hope I never read on any of that again. Okay. All right. Hey, Becca's here. Hello, Becca. Been here for about 10 minutes. I just saw. I hope your day's going well. Okay. CO is saying Greg Abbott's going to sign a bill that would allow anyone to carry a gun without a license. Really? Greg Abbott. Signed bill. Anyone carry gun What could go wrong? All right, we'll look at that. Thank you, CEO. Thank you. Kashmir has a very interesting question. Will Ivanka go down in DC court first or NYC? Okay, Ivanka, go down in DC or NYC court first. Okay. Got it. Thank you, Kashmir. All right, what else have we got here? Oh, Kristen also has some news here. Breaking news, prosecutors investigating Rudy Giuliani have seized material from a wider array of individuals than previously disclosed, including messages from email and iCloud accounts they believe belong to 2 former Ukrainian government officials. Oh, good. Thank you. And all right. Oh, Bellbook and Candle has been having trouble with me not seeing her question. I'm sorry. For the 9th try, sorry. Has 46 hung 44's picture? Like returned it? Like put it back up in a place of prominence? I can look. Has 46 or rehung 44th picture. Okay, I've got it down. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and yep, I got the question. Electra had a question, but I don't see it. Danny's asking about Alexei Navalny. I got that. Got that. And I'm just going to start reading here in a minute, and we'll just work it out. J-Lo saying the total Barr report's not going forth due to confidential information. It's been on the news numerous times. I still want to look at it, though, because the sheer amount of frustration that even Neil Katyal was, he seems so generally calm and reasonable, and he seemed like a nice guy. And he was holding it in on Lawrence, holding it in, but he was like, Jennifer, I agree. I want to see that memo. Steve saying, did Don McGahn testify? That's a Google question. If he testified or not, that's a Google question. Sorry if I'm being dense, but not sure what I could add. Sorry, Steve. Okay. And oh, okay. M. Kelby, will Hope Hicks resurface with information on 45's term in office? Okay. Will Hope Hicks resurface? I'll tell you, between basically my talking to you slows everything down in the chat, and it's turning out to be very stressful that YouTube is like dropping stuff, and then it's because you end up frustrated, which I totally get. I totally understand. You're totally justified. I get stressed because I want to help. I want to help. Resurface with info on 45's term. Okay. All right. I've got space for at least one more. Beasters, I've got Bellbook and Candles question. Thank you. And Bell is asking, regardless of the non-release of the memo, will Barr face legal consequences? You know, that's worth looking at. It's the energy is moving so much right now. Let's have a look at that. Memo or not, memo release or not, will Barr face legal consequences? Okay. All right. So I've got my questions. I'm so sorry if I did not get to your question today, but I'll be back tomorrow. I'm sorry for the frustration. So, okay. Okay. Oh, who he will testify next week? Oh, McGahn. Steve is saying, or is that McGahn? Will testify next week. Good. Disrata. If Katie Porter was the speaker, Trump would be in a jail cell playing with his Legos. You're not wrong. Okay, so let me pull out the old cards here. Oh, are we using these? All right. Feel like I should use these today. No, actually, they don't show up that well on camera. No, I'm not feeling it. Let me get the box. All right. Hang on. Do, 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 do. There we go. All right, put that down here. All right, I feel like we're going 70s-tastic today. All right, people, we're going back to the land of sideburns. Nice. I love this deck. Yes. You gotta love that mustache. Look at that. All right. Ooh, I haven't used these in a while. All right. So, all right. 30. Whoa, you are not as thick as I'm used to. I feel like I just about ripped them in half. Knitting Nerdist is saying, I love that Autumn can fit her decks in one small box. I can't. I might have a deck collection. Deck collection. Oh, Sterling Rose says, respect the stash. Bell saying Tom Selleck and Stursky and Hutch. Yes. Steven, polyester suit. Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. So basically, we're frustrated. I'm frustrated. There's some frustration out there. Because we have been frustrated and we were so, Bill Barr was so awful and just betrayed his oath of office left, right, and center and protected the worst president. Well, he and Andrew Jackson vying for worst presidents ever. But certainly Trump is the walking embodiment of all 7 deadly sins with a vengeance. So we were hoping, okay, finally something's moving forward, because we're not seeing people being arrested. And for all this talk, well, the legal system moves slowly. It's like, well, where have you been for the last 4 years, 5 years? Nobody was amassing information anywhere? Nobody. So things are just starting to move now? Really? Michael Cohen, he went to prison. So why wasn't Trump arrested? They have that information. So this is very frustrating that it was like, all right, finally something's moving forward. They're going to release this memo. We're going to see how corrupt Barr was. We know, but there will be this document that so angered this very good judge, and then Barr would be likely to be facing some kind of consequences. And so to have that few weeks and it's like, okay, Merrick Garland is going to help us. He's going to help save our democracy. Well, yeah, but we said that about Mueller. Now that the Mueller report is going to come back. But we thought what got us through the 4 years, we don't like Comey. We have issues with Comey, but he's there, and he's such a Boy Scout. He'll be on our side. He'll move toward justice. Well, he gets fired. Oh, okay. Well, now there'll be repercussions. Nothing. Crickets. Okay. So you get Mueller. Okay, he's working on the Mueller report. Okay, we just have to wait. And then Barr got hold of it. And it came out during Mercury retrograde. And thank you, Pamela. So to have Merrick Garland's DOJ, the DOJ under Biden, who we all voted for, thank you. I agree, Gary. You have to ask yourself, who's on the people's side? So, yeah, Dave, the club above the rule of law. Yeah. So, with all that frustration, with an hour to spare last night, the DOJ said that they will release one part of the memo, but part of it they are going to appeal the release of another part of it, which is infuriating because from the outside, it sounds like more of the same corruption. And although you guys were nice enough to say, I guess they're saying no release due to classified information. There's a sense of people were talking about, well, generally the DOJ will protect its own internal deliberations, even from president to president. So it sounds like Barr is choosing DOJ policy over stopping all of that corruption. So is that what he's doing? So that's where I want to start. Chris is saying it sounds like a cover-up, and that's where I'm at. I'm not saying it is. Matter of fact, that's exactly what I'm reading on, because my sense of his energy is the same. He has no love for Barr, none. But I guess I should phrase it this way. Is Garland choosing DOJ over justice? Because he could parse that if he was a jerk. Over criminality, letting criminalities stand. I'm sure there's an easier way to, yes, Electra, thank you. The choosing a J over the people. Let's just put the people. Disclosure, that sort of thing. All right. Merrick Garland. I'd be floored if there was not somebody in Congress on Judicial Committee or somebody who wasn't like on the phone first thing this morning. You get yourself here. Like, when can you be here? The kitten. Yes, he's a good kitty. Just pass him through. All right, Merrick Garland. Are you choosing protecting the DOJ over bringing Barr to justice, full justice? His energy feels horrified at that thought. But you've got to understand what this looks like. That may be why it took them so long to come to a decision about this. Hello, dear heart. How are you? How are you, sweetie? Queen of Cups. That's the Biden administration. Four of Swords. We waited. It was quiet as a tomb. Legally, it was just quiet, quiet, quiet. Nope, everybody got away with everything. Queen of Swords, those are investigators. Knight of Swords. That's aggressive law enforcement. World card. Two of Pentacles. There's still law enforcement moving. Barr still has things to worry about. We should actually flip that around as well and ask, is Garland going after Barr legally? Legally. Okay. For breaking the law. I'm trying to figure out ways to word this. For breaking the law. Okay. All right. And I've got to turn the air up just a notch because, there. It's very hot. Thank you, Pamela. John is saying Garland is very wise. Doubt he's concerned with staining Barr's reputation. True. I don't know, Deseret, how many senators they would need. Okay, so I want my deck back. I want my Centennial deck back. I need. It doesn't feel right. So I didn't write that down. Oh, it was somewhere around 40, I think. Something like that. So part 2. Let me try this again. Part 2 will be at 44, 45 with the Centennial deck. Okay, here we go. Is Garland choosing DOJ over? There we go. That energy feels clearer. Is Garland choosing protecting the DOJ over the people and fully going after Barr? I'm seeing him tap dance, and he's annoyed that he has to tap dance. It isn't that he's having to justify himself. And I think that is why it took them this long to respond. King of Pentacles. Barr was entrenched, and his corruption was just legendary. So, okay, there's that. What have we got here? Six of Cups, Knight of Wands, Strength, Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. Shutting Barr up. Merrick Garland, this is a card of an energy of, I got into this profession because I wanted to fight bullies, so that the little people, the weak, would not be run over. And Barr is as entrenched and awful as possible, and his people like him they're still around, Republicans, but they're going to get very, very tired from having to defend everything that happened during time of Trump and beyond. It's not the strong. It doesn't feel like a really strong argument, but it feels like his heart's in the right place. Does he realize how bad this looks? Does he realize how? I'm afraid I've got my questions, Grandmere. Sorry. But I'm here every single day, and it's first come, first serve. Oh, one card went flying. Hold, please. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Dun, dun, dun. The Trump people think it's over, but it's not. Well, is that what you're at now? Okay, look, Garland, are 4830. Does Garland know how bad, corrupt this looks? Does he understand just how bad this looks? Sorry, I got something in my eye. Why am I getting a mental image of Obama looking disappointed? Have you heard some of the things he's been saying at home in private? The Wheel of Fortune it can raise you up. It can raise you up, but it can also then crush you underneath. We have these cycles in life where you're on top of the world and then you're being, crushed under it. You're carrying the weight of the world. But this is also, it's a steady, slow movement forward through time where you can't influence it. Yeah, but you can. He's really cautious. Do you know how bad this looks? Do you know how upset people are? We're asking you to fight for our democracy, and you're crickets. And yes, you have huge amounts of paperwork to go through, stuff to take care of. There are not enough hours in the day. But our democracy is in peril as long as Donald J. Trump waddles around a golf course and this is what you're doing. Oh, I'm going to go really dark here for a second because I just want to know. Yes, Thelma, could there be other ways to skin this? Yep. No, I understand. I'm trying to look at just the darkest possible outcomes here to see if there's any validity there, if there's any energy there. All right, so Merrick Garland, I realized you worked on the Oklahoma City bombing, and I realized that you have an encyclopedic knowledge of the law. Very smart man, and I do believe your heart's in the right place. However, is Merrick Garland really up to this job? Is he delegating enough? Is he getting through enough? Is he getting things to move forward? Is Merrick Garland up to this job? Energy's pretty good. But let's see what the cards say. Are you up to this job? King of Swords, prosecutor. I think he is, but let's see. What does this say? Communication. Five of Pentacles. He's above it. He's got this. Looking through, they have all kind of communication, business records, internal documents within the DOJ. I mean, there's so many different facets of so many different things going on just on the political side, plus the insurrection, but these feel pushed down, as in he's on it. All right, that makes me feel better. Yeah, Nancy, any chance some of that redacted information needs to be kept confidential for pending cases? Absolutely. This is why I'm reading on this, rather than just sitting here feeling frustrated. This is how the channel started. Was taking days of just a frustration. So people can sleep better at night, including me. Electra's saying Garland has 4 years of garbage to go through. It's only been 5 months. I understand that. But you, when you have a job like this, part of your job is PR. And I'm not the person to talk to because I believe literally part of what I'm here to do is what everyone's here to do, which is to encourage others, to give people hope. That's to allow the American people to sleep better at night. Yeah, Chris, Trump is saying Trump will think he won again. I've got that. Yeah. Oh, and I'm sure he's thorough. He's going to get it done. But there are better ways to handle this than where it's going. I don't know. His heart's the upshot is his heart's in the right place. He's doing the right thing. He is delegating. He does have good people. He is getting it done. That's all we need to know. Now, having said that, I will mention, if you don't mind me bragging for a second, I don't like to brag, but I'm very proud that everywhere I've ever worked, when I had to leave, my bosses did not want me to leave. Ever. Ever. And my father's a salesman. He sold plastics for my whole life growing up. It was business to business, but he was in sales. And, well, obviously it's different when you're dealing with the public. I was essentially in sales too for a while. I was really good at it. And I had like my closing percentage was twice what the next highest person had, and theirs was twice what the next person down, and then you had the others who were like barely. And I say that only because I think that the reason that I did so well in sales was because I really was focused on, I want to help you. That was my focus. That was, I want to help you. There's a certain amount of goodwill you need to create and you need to keep. Even if you are only dealing with this person, you need to create a certain amount of goodwill overall in the atmosphere you're creating. The other people who are watching, who are waiting, who are watching what you're doing, the people who can overhear you, the way you talk to other people, your coworkers or whatnot. It's a bigger situation, and you have to be aware of all of that. And as far as I'm concerned, you have to come from your heart. You have to come from a, how can I help? I want to help you. This secrecy is not good for that. It's not good for PR. It's not good for comforting the country. It's not good for, so Biden needs to step up, or Kamala Harris, or Merrick Garland, somebody needs to step up and say, this is what's going on. We can't give you the details because we want to take these things to court. But this whole black box thing, and then what does come out is what looks, it's not, but it looks like protecting Barr, protecting the DOJ being more important. This is just bad PR, bad human relations, bad public relations, bad. Thank you, Fi. Yeah. Katie's saying, I want proper closure. The time it takes is hard, but necessary to convict. Yep. You get a lot of delays. Oh, thank you, Catherine. So, Gary Atkins, bad optics. Yes, this is really bad optics. So, are they going to get any better with this whole? Because that's what we're used to. Lies and obfuscation and there's partnership working together to legally. Okay, all right, but that was first, so we'll get some news about some kind of partnership between. It's still frustrating. It's bad PR, and they should know better. All right, that's it. Jeanette saying it took 2 years from the Watergate break-in to Nixon resigning. No, I understand. Oh, thank you, Katie. Yeesh. All right. So looked at that for a long time. Shall we? Actually, Gary's just talking about Belarus. Maybe we should just go into that dark place before we get on to the amusing questions. Okay, so at 1:01:15. All right. Roman Protasevich in Belarus was dragged off a plane that was forced down in the first place. Is he okay? Is he going to be okay? Roman Protasevich was dragged off the plane. I don't like this energy. I don't like this energy at all, not one bit. You poor man. I'm getting a sense of, for lack of a better term, disassociating. Like being so either in so much pain or so scared that you like disassociate. This is bad. This is bad. Page of Swords. Okay. Swords are air signs, communication. This guy's a journalist, I believe, isn't he? And the president sees him as getting too big for his britches. How dare you stand up to me? Because this in this deck, this Page of Swords, I mean, look how big he is compared to the trees and the trees and the landscape, and just a page who thinks he's more than he is. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, force the plane down, get him off the plane so the bully can have his victory. He's, well, I can't remember the name of the president of Belarus, but he thinks he can do whatever he wants. That will change. Pamela was a reporter. I thought so. Roman Protasevich, are you okay? I don't think he's okay. Please check with other readers. No one's 100% correct, and I'm the first person to say check with other readers. It's usually the consensus among readers is what's most accurate. I'm getting that heinous president on the defensive because it may be somebody's time or near to it, and this feels like a widow. I don't know if he's married, but widower, whatever the situation is. I don't like this at all. Matter of fact, I think they hurt him. Oh, I don't like this. Holly's saying Belarus authorities are cracking down on any opposition they could find, and brave Roman was running a prominent opposition newspaper. It feels like he's alive, but his health is not good. Yeah, no. Okay, I'm gonna walk away from this now, and I'm gonna just send the most positive. Please send divine light to this man and to all who are being persecuted like him. Give them health and healing. Give them power. Give them peace. Give them whatever they need. Give them comfort. Pour divine energy into their lives, into their beings, into their souls, into their bodies. All right. $107.45. Will Katie Porter go on to higher national office? That would be a good thing. Katie Porter. Yep, J-Lo, that's what I was just reading on for about 20 minutes. Don't know, am I missing something? Please let me know if I missed something. Oh, Katie Porter, go on to higher office. Smart as a whip. She's even smarter than we think she is. She really can think circles around these idiots. Will you go on to higher office? I'd vote for in a heartbeat. Fate. She is where she is right now. She's right at this moment. She's exactly where she's supposed to be. She's absolutely on the path. Okay. It's actually kind of hard to get off the path. I don't know if you've ever run across that, but yeah, people can make rotten decisions. But on the whole, life conspires in certain ways. But well, okay, all right, there are exceptions. And obviously Trump isn't doing what he was supposed to do. That's okay, but that energy, that we're starting into that weird energy. Is there fate or is there free will? Yes. But wait, is there, so there's, no, they're both, right? How? I don't know. Katie Porter. Is she a lawyer? For now, she She can just walk in there. They totally, even when they're warned, there's something about her where they just underestimate her because she's a woman and she doesn't look mean. And they're sitting there with their money and the fruits of their labor, and she's just mentally running rings around them. Linda's saying she's a Yale-educated attorney. Thank you. This is a big upward. This is a big updraft, is what it feels like. Catherine saying she's a law professor and writer of law textbooks. Okay, Sherry is saying, yes, Katie Porter's a lawyer and a professor. She was taught and mentored by Elizabeth Warren. Yep. See, she looks mousy. I think that gives her such a great edge. Wow. Wow. Thank you, guys. Thank you for that information. Temperance. I'm going to say it. It sounds weird. I wonder if she's going more her ultimate path is going to go more the judicial route than the political route. Hermit. Six of Swords. Star. She's learning. Right now she's learning a lot of skills she's going to need later. See, a Supreme Court judge. Kind of felt like it, but that updraft, it was a big updraft. Right now she's just learning. She's laying groundwork. Biden administration, Biden era. Flicking away these arrogant knights who think they can just come in and give pathetic answers to things, and it's just there's an updraft, but I don't know that it's president, vice president, speaker of the House. Should be good at anything she chooses to do. But her knowledge helps her. And she's certainly beloved by many people. I've got her where she is. I've got her where she is for now. There are things she's learning now she will need later in life. And there are some heavy duty legal things that are going to come through committees. Heavy duty legal things are going to come through committees, and she's going to be a part of that. We will be very pleased when that happens. I've got her where she is for now. But there's a serious updraft in her future. That's all I'm getting there. Okay. Let's go on to 1:14:30. Beto O'Rourke is talking about possibly running to be governor of Texas. Beto O'Rourke. Thank you for being here. Thank you. As long as I live, I will never forget Ted Cruz releasing a picture of Beto O'Rourke back when he was in a band in the 90s, thinking he would look emasculated. Cruz's favorite word. because he was wearing what looked like a blouse. And everybody saw the picture and was like, oh, he looks cool. I loved that. I loved that. That was a great moment in politics. All right, Beto O'Rourke. Beto O'Rourke. Governor O'Rourke of Texas. Oh, that has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Governor O'Rourke of Texas. I like that. Yes. I mean, I've lived in Texas. I know, I have some idea how right-wing they are down there over the size of the state. But let's see. Okay. 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords, 6 of Cups, 2 of Cups, Star, Queen of Cups. This is what I was getting last night. He has a chance, which is kind of a miracle. When there were all the power went out and the water and all of that mess, he was there, and people remember that. They remember that he was fighting to get them water and food, and even if he wasn't able to help each person individually, he was working it. Meanwhile, Cancun Cruz is throwing his own daughters under the bus, blaming his own daughters for his own stupidity. He's got there's some serious hope and power, rising power in the Democratic Party. He's made a lot of allies since trying to take Cruz's seat. However, when I read on it last night, all of us were getting, he has a real shot, but you have to worry about cheating. We were getting a lot of cheating cards that were coming up. Sword of Truth. I can suddenly see him wielding a sword. That's odd. Like, ready to battle. Looks like he knows what he's doing too. Go you. The Republicans went after him before. Of course, they'd go after him again. Hello, dear. I'm not getting, I think it's the same thing. I'm not getting a yes or no, but he's got a shot. Oops, sorry. But he's got a shot, which is kind of a miracle in Texas. Hi, would you please sit on my lap? Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Hey. Hi. You're so good. You're so good. Come on. He's like, no. I'll stay right here. Yes, I will. I'll stay right here. Boop. Precious boop. Oh, it's a big yawn. It's a big yawn. All right. Ay, ay, ay. So let's go on to Greg Abbott, who, best of my knowledge, is currently the governor of Texas. If I'm wrong on that, please let me know, because this man in his infinite stupidity has apparently signed a bill that anyone can carry a gun without a license. What could go wrong? Or 1945. Okay. I'm asking, will it so I got distracted by something in the chat. Greg Abbott, there we are. Now we're back to this. Greg Abbott. Will this bill that Greg Abbott has signed, will it stand so that anyone can carry a gun without a license? That's right, and carry your brain in a jar. Gary, no training, no license. What could go wrong? Man. Terror. Absolute terror. He thinks it's going to win him some. Let's do these extreme things, and it'll shore up my far right base. That's what I'm getting. Shore up his far right base. What do the people like? They like ice cream, sir. What else do they like? They like guns. Yeah, let's do guns. Everybody gets guns. Just carry them around. Like you would a pen. Pen's mightier than the sword. Huh. Not unless you've got a gun in your. Not if you've got a gun in your pocket. Eek. Okay. It's Texas. It stars everywhere, decorating everything. This is very sad, and it's going to lead to a lot of heartbreak. It is very disappointing. But there's going to be a little bit of rancor here because, oh my goodness, look at the size of these figures. Look at the size of this legal knight and his horse racing in against these little idiots. It's not going to stand. No. John saying Abbott is opening himself up to lots of lawsuits. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there we go, Marcel. If the gun was made of ice cream, I'll be all for it. There we go. Not picky about the shape of the ice cream, He's this is not going to stand. Forget it. Nope. Okay, so now we go a few states over. 2330. This amuses me. I'm gonna have to open my drink because this amuses me. So DeSantis, governor of Florida, and general brain donor, has signed a bill to fine tech companies for banning politicians, and not just like, a little fine. No, hundreds of thousands of dollars a day for banning politicians. Might I point out, this reminds me of, do you guys remember when there were all those hearings and you couldn't keep a straight face because it was all of these Republicans yelling about how the tech companies and what they're doing, it's all rigged for the liberals? It's like, what do you mean rigged for the liberals? Yes. You do a search for me and all you get is negative things. I have this account on pick a Twitter, YouTube, whatever. It gets no views. You don't say. And you think that's because they're against you. And seriously, everybody who had any tech savvy at all used the internet knows anything about. It's like you're complaining because you're not popular. That's what you're complaining about. I deserve attention. I deserve attention. Of course I'm popular. And I'm entitled. So, is DeSantis, the bill he just signed, that will fine tech companies hundreds of thousands of dollars a day if they dare ban politicians? Legally dead in the water. Legally dead in the water. Not a chance, bucko. Trump should be reinstated. No, violated terms of service. Although, apparently it has given us good evidence into his mindset for, because his Twitter is going to be used against him in court cases, multiple court cases, multiple tweets that prove his intent. Oh, I am a rich, entitled, narrow-minded male. It's nothing against males at all. There are women like this too, but it's usually males because we live in a patriarchal society. What do you mean I'm not popular? What do you mean I'm being removed? I am saying something. It's like, all right, whatever the term we're using instead of the term Karen, because that's not a good term. There are very, very nice people named Karen. Well, Ken or Chad or whatever that version of that is. Legal decision. Yes, that they should put things in my favor. They should put things in my favor because I am entitled to it. Oh, Taylor B saying seditionists don't deserve a platform on social media. Oh, we haven't even gotten to the seceding from the union question. That's next. All right. Beyond the embarrassment of you're not getting traction, you're not visible because you're not popular, because people don't like you. And that's the fight that everybody on the internet faces. You have to give people a reason to like you, and you don't. It's not a public utility, and that's what it comes down to. If you demand to be on social media, you are perfectly welcome to start your own. This is a private business. What happened to private business? The sanctity of private business. Oh, no, not when I'm being attacked. But they start their own stuff and nobody shows up. This is the card of refusal. This is the card of, look at that, walking away. But we have things to say. Welcome to the internet. So does everybody else. It's not going to stand in court. Because this is not a public utility. This is a corporation. This is a company. You know, your overlords. They have worked hard to get all of these eyeballs and all of these people there. You don't get passed because you're a politician. All right, so that's that. All right. I may have just had some cards turn over. All right, so now, next, we are going to, yes, I did, Queen of Cups, there she is. So now, from the dumb to dumber to dumbest, Trump. You ready for this? Because there are rumors about this. I don't know if it's true or not, but where are we? 131. Will Trump attempt to create a shadow White House and demand that Republican states secede from the Union? My dearest Annabelle, I am a moron forever following this crazed narcissist into his abject stupidity. Okay, you guys realize that most of these heavily Republican states are basically like debtor states, that you get more money from the federal government than you send in. And it's actually like California and New York who are paying a lot of your bills while you are railing against them. So you want to give up all of that, huh? Oh, secede from the Union. Oh, okay. United Morons of Trump. A man who I still do not believe wears actual shoelaces, because I don't think he's capable of tying them. But he's going to mastermind. Okay. Crickets. Absolute crickets. In the absolute silence. But I've got a candle. I got a lamp. Got a candle in my. I wish I could make a cricket noise. Who is John Galt? And we will bow before the Orange Emperor as the thing on his head tries to claw for freedom. I can't. Sheer corruption, Republican fever dream. Trump is expecting everybody to come back to him and adore him and what have you, and everyone shall bow before the man on his golden throne, and take that in multiple ways. Crickets. Chirp, 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 chirp. Patty G, he cares about the people. He cares about getting money, getting weekly donations out of their checking accounts. Okay. All right. Moving on. All right. Let's have a look at Ivanka. 135:30. Will Ivanka go down in D.C. or New York City court first? Alphabetical. D.C., NYC. Thank you guys for being here. I'd be going out of my mind. I would. I'd be pacing the floors here like what? All right. Ivanka. Will Ivanka go down first in New York or DC in court? Oh, there's her energy. Morals, decency, and energy of a brick. This is the not literal, don't take it as creepy as Trump does, but this is a card I get from people really, really close to Trump. They are legally or businessy married to Trump. It's a queen because he puts her on a pedestal. All right, DC. Ivanka. This is the party. This is the vacation, the inauguration. America inauguration. Burden of receipts. Darla, as a Texan, I hate to hear people group us all into the Trump camp. Oh, I know you're not. I lived there. I lived there. I know you're not. All right. They have the receipts. That was funny. All right. The card's funny. NYC. Okay. Out of nowhere when they're not expecting it. Quiet communication, organizing behind the scenes, and then in the center, aggressive law enforcement. I think she's going to have problems in both places. But this is the one that has aggressive law enforcement. Even if the DC thing comes up first, this is the one that's going to bite. It's New York. This is going to hurt. Decency at last? I'm in. Okay. Okay. What else do we got here? 139. Let's do it this way. 139. Well, whether the memo is released or not in its entirety, will Barr face legal consequences for his obstruction of justice, his refusal to even consider basically everything he did, not only to not even consider charging Trump, but actually actively working to make sure he wasn't charged. And doing that by including lying to judges. Yeah, that's always a good idea. All right. Barr. I'm feeling you and I sitting around eating popcorn is what that feels like. there is much coming. Let's see. Aggressive law enforcement. He tries to make, I'm getting weak argument. He tries to give, because he looks down at anyone questioning him because he absolutely thinks he is above the law. He thinks he is better than, how dare anybody question him. Trump has absolute power. When he was president, Trump had absolute power, and Barr had absolute power of his little fiefdom. You don't question him. Legal matters, question me. So he's contempt. He just looks at contempt with being questioned and asked things and challenged. But now there's a new sheriff in town. This is the Biden administration. This is a whole new era. He's waiting for something. He's waiting for some kind of reward, but he's still having to wait because last I heard he couldn't get a job. This is aggressive law enforcement. So he's got trouble coming, and his arguments are going to be weak sauce. Ay, ay, ay. Dave, you have more patience than I do. I had a smoke break and you kept going. I don't smoke, I don't drink. May as well answer the questions. The emperor. He isn't the emperor. He wasn't the emperor. And there's a new sheriff in town. He's going to turn your views of the world up on. You're basically going to string you up by your heels because the way you're looking at the world, I'm above. Oh, Jacqueline, I'm sorry. I've got my questions for today, but I will be here tomorrow and the day after and the day after and the day after. It's first come, first serve. So, okay. That does sound interesting, but okay. What else can I get in here? Navalny. Man, 143. How is Navalny doing? How is Navalny doing? Not saying he's a perfect person. I'm saying he's fighting the good fight. There's a lot of people praying for him around the world. And that energy does get to him. I mean, he doesn't consciously recognize it, but it's flowing into him. Positive energy. Like very, very, very aggressive law enforcement. 5 of Pentacles. Hello, dear heart. 7 of Pentacles, fruits of labor. That's hard work. He's only there because of absolute corruption by Putin. Hi. Come on. Put your tail down. Hi. Come sit down. Come on. This is a good boy. Come on here. He's stuck there for now. Whenever this feels like there's like even Putin sentences him to something else as well. I don't. What do you think, kid? Oh dear. He's okay for at the moment, but it's not great. All right, so that's going to do it for me for today. Sorry if I didn't get to your question, but I will be here tomorrow. All right, take care. I hope your day goes well. And thank you for being here. Thank you. Okay? Oh, I guess I'll just deal with them. Cards? What cards? Puny little cards. There is Giant Kitty. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll be over on Book Art Media at 4 o'clock for writing sprints. Other than that, I will be back here tomorrow. Have a great day.